We call this blocking pattern an omega block, and I'm going to trace this with my hand here. You see we have that low pressure in California. We trace it all the way up and down towards our east. It looks like the Greek symbol omega. And what that's going to do is it's going to leave a lot of warm temperatures. They're going to stay here. Wondering, why are these temperatures getting warmer? That's thanks to the jet stream. We're seeing this bit of what we call ridging. That's powered by high pressure, and it pushes a lot of this warmer air from the southwest towards us here in mid-Missouri. Now with ridging, currently we're out at North Stadium past I-70, and we're really starting to see some partly covered roads here as I switch the camera around here. Now we drove further north close by New Providence Church up north on Route E, and we saw actually some fog there.
So Patrick, this seems like a very big storm coming underway. Where does this weather come from?
Well, it's actually called, well, the correct term is a atmospheric river, but I've heard a lot of people and myself, we call it the Pineapple Express. This is because it forms off of Hawaii, and it's traveled by the polar jet, will pick up all this moisture off of Hawaii and carry it westward, or excuse me, eastward towards California. So. Welcome back to KMU8 News today at noon, and we're still seeing a lot of the snow. There's that thicker band, that's that heavier amount of snow continually making its way southeasterly here. Good news is this system will be out of mid-Missouri into those early parts of the afternoon before a lot of rush hour by 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock when the time you're leaving work. But we're still seeing this heavier band. That's all those darker blues continually making its way southeasterly here. I was actually outside just before the show, and I measured about 3/10 of an inch of snow. But the National Weather Service has definitely extended their coverage of this winter weather advisory, as all of us, except for Cooper and Pettis counties, are the only ones who are not in this advisory. It's set to expire by 4 o'clock this afternoon. Good news there is right before a lot of rush hour. Current road conditions across mid-Missouri, though, lots of pinks. That's all covered roads there. North of Columbia, alongside Highway 63, south, Highway 63, Highway 54, definitely take your time driving today. I've seen pictures of drivers out on Highway 54, Highway 63 there too. Definitely showing a lot of deteriorating road conditions. Now, a lot of this is caused not only by the snow that's starting to accumulate, but the visibility and the wind that's blowing around a lot of the snow that we've seen today. Now, current visibility is very low across all of us here. All of us pretty much into that 1 mile of visibility, except for the 0 miles in Macon and about 2 miles in Camdenton and Osage Beach, still staying at 1. So I cannot stress this enough. Definitely take your times on the roads this afternoon, especially within the next few hours, as this system is still making its push through the rest of us here in mid-Missouri. Turn those headlights on, put the phone down, and take your time. Cannot stress that enough. Now, as we look towards the next few hours, here's all that snow. This is just a few minutes ago here by noon. By the 12:30 mark, it's still going to make its southeasterly move towards those southern counties, those southeastern towns, Lynn, Herman, Montgomery City. That's when that thicker band, that heavier accumulating snow is going to continue making its way southeasterly there. But the good news is, thanks to how fast that this storm is moving, by 2, 3 o'clock, a lot of the counties to the northwest and towns, Fayette, Boonville, Brunswick, Marshall, Sedalia, you'll be more into the clear by those earlier afternoon hours. However, for those towards the southwest in areas as Herman, Lynn, Vichy, and Osage Beach, southern south of right alongside Highway 54 is when you could see that thicker band of snow start to make its way there into those earlier parts of the afternoon, 2, 3 o'clock. But as we get closer to the later parts of today, that band makes its way to the southeast right alongside I-44 by 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We start seeing that thicker part of snow really start to deteriorate and disappear by 5 o'clock. We're still going to make these middle 30s for today, but we are going to see a clearing of clouds by this evening and by tomorrow morning. However, it is going to become interesting when you're waking up with wind chill being in the teens, bitterly cold temperatures, the coldest we've seen in a long time, making their way back here. So by the end of the day, we're still looking at amounts just north of an inch, especially to areas in the north. Some areas in the southeast could see some slushy accumulations. I've heard drivers on the road still seeing some slushy conditions alongside I-70. Kesley was out there today, and she reported back that there was some slick areas on I-70. But looking onwards, though, all that cold is going to disappear by the start of Sunday as the old Missouri roller coaster continues to bring us on a wild turn as we continue into next week. Today, though, looking at a high of 34, still in that storm mode index of 2. That's due to those road conditions and the wind. Still with the rain-snow mix moving out of our area by 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, especially in Columbia. Southeastern cities are still going to have that bit of snow sticking around a little bit later. Dropping down to 17 tonight with those decreasing clouds. At bitterly cold thanks to those wind gusts by the time you're waking up tomorrow morning. 35 on Saturday, 51 by Sunday. And as we look onwards towards the rest of next week, 55 by Monday with the 60s returning on Tuesday and Wednesday. And you're looking live at Rocheport Bridge, somewhere out there between all the snow we've seen today. KMUE News at noon. We'll be right back.